Good Health by Claudia podcast with me, Denny Schaefer, a production of Denny Radio. It is episode 27. Yay! And today we're talking about products for summer care. Before we talk about that, I got to read our disclaimer. The information contained in these podcasts is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or health condition. Please consult a qualified healthcare professional if you do have a medical condition. The FDA has not evaluated the information on this podcast, which represents the opinions of the hosts and our guest. And today we don't have a guest. We have the knowledge machine, the woman who knows more about the healthcare industry than everybody. I'll put you up against anybody, Claudia.
Thank you. I always say it. After being one of those weirdos hanging out in a health food store for 49 years, I better know something, huh?
Yeah, you turn your passion into your life's work.
Yes.
And that's what you've done. And I'm so thankful for our friendship and all the knowledge that is spilling over on me. And I do so appreciate that and love it. So today, we are talking about products for summer care, miscellaneous things to have in your herbal chest for poison ivy, poison oak, bee stings, natural flea products for your dogs and cats, or maybe you got the fleas. I don't know. Is it arnica gel?
Arnica.
And silver gel and black ointment. We're going to talk about all those products because it's spring. People are out, they're gardening.
Right.
My wife's already dealing with this right now. She's got poison something. You've got her on some stuff. It's helping. We're thankful for that. But it can really be a problem for a lot of people this time of the year. People that are sensitive to, all of the allergens and everything that's in the air. Everything gets all stirred up. It get, reawakening from winter, and now we got to deal with all this stuff. So there's a good chance you or your kids or grandkids are going to run into some of these issues. So what's the number one thing people should have in their herbal chest?
So this is a class, we do a lot of classes, 33 years. We've done a ton of classes, and we have a lot of people that come to them. We're very grateful. This is a class I started many years ago, and it started with 12 items that I thought every home in the United States should have in their herbal cabinet. So if somebody wakes up in the middle of the night with a sore throat or fever or something, you know what to grab.
Right.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, but over the years, the class has gotten, now it's up to like 25 things, and they're all very wonderful. They're all important. So today we're going to focus on just a few, because there's so many things to talk about what everybody should have in their home. But I just want to remind everybody, just as doctors learn their skill and their tools, just as mechanics learn their skill and their tools, just as carpenters learn their skill and their tools.
People on the radio, they learn their skills.
Exactly.
And we have our tools, headphones, microphone.
So we're teaching people the tools to help embrace their own health, to help balance, heal, all these things. So these are tools. And that's always a very important thing. A lot of people that are sensitive to it and have an issue with it each year, we really encourage them, support your immune system throughout. Everyone should be supporting their immune system every day of their life anyway.
Right.
So the more that we give our body the tools to defend us, the more that it can do that. So I'm going to start with, first of all, I want to show, let's start with the soaps. A lot of people don't know there's a lot of wonderful natural soaps for poison ivy. This one's been around many, many years. This has jewelweed in it. And jewelweed, for anyone that knows herbology out there, jewelweed is very beneficial when somebody, it gets exposed to poison ivy, poison oak. So this soap, and again, none of this is going to stop things. It's just helping to support the body to deal with it, to get through the breakout or the eruption faster. So these soaps are very, very wonderful. There's Grandma soap. This has been around. We stocked this at Bassett's going back almost 50 years. And here's another one. I'm just showing you a few different companies. These are all very clean. This is All Terrain, great company. Poison ivy, poison oak, bar. So these are soaps to consider. There's a product that we use quite often, not only for poison ivy, poison oak, bee stings, whatever. But for those of you that are learning about clays and how they drawing agents, okay, this is bentonite clay in a lotion. And when people get into poison ivy or what have you, this will be one of the first products they come in for because it's soothing topically and it helps to dry it out a little bit. That's what drawing agents do. Okay, so I wanted to bring that. Here's another. Now this is a wonderful company, Herbs, Etc. Hopefully we're going to have them on the show. We're going to do an interview with this company. This is
Ivy Itch.
Ivy Itch. So we have all these beautiful products. So here's the point. Not just to throw a bunch of products at you, but the goal is to show you, go to a health food store in your neck of the woods. Go in and ask for these products if you need support. So this is an internal. This is a homeopathic. And homeopathy is a beautiful healing system. It's been around for a very long time. Unfortunately, there's a lot of misunderstanding about homeopathy. There's a lot of misinformation about homeopathy. So homeopathy are diluted substances. They take a substance from nature, whether it's from the animal kingdom, plant kingdom, mineral kingdom, and they dilute it hundreds of times. So we have a few different products like this. Sharon's using a liquid. I grabbed this the other day. These are, this particular one, this is a roll-on. I forgot. This is a roll-on.
Okay.
This is a roll-on. Again, very popular product. Helps a lot. In fact, she should try that.
And she says that Sharon is my wife, who she and I were gardening and laying down mulch and cleaning out some shrubs. Next thing she knows, she's got something on her arm and now it's spreading. And of course, we go right to Claudia. She's having a pretty rough go, but she is improving. And thank you for that.
Well, and again, that's nature, that's God, we're just here to facilitate the knowledge. So, and remember, the sooner that somebody can recognize that they've been into an issue, the sooner that you can help support the body to deal with it, the better. Because, we know that once these oils are in the blood, once the oil of that plant's in the blood, that's how it spreads. So
that's
plus people itch and
it's basically an allergic reaction.
Wow, no, oil is it's a very, very powerful oil. In fact, we have in one of our books that we sell a lot of prescription for nutritional healing. They talk about that. I think it's a half a teaspoon. I'll have to look that up. I think it's a half a teaspoon of that oil could contaminate like millions of people. I mean, it's very powerful oil, and it burns is what it does. So
stay away from that.
These are the things that can help calm that. We also have other things for internal use. I didn't bring a lot of stuff for internal use, but this is topical. So that's what I wanted to start with. So keep these products in mind. They're very helpful, and remember, they're tools.
Yeah.
They're tools.
Should be in everybody's herbal chest.
Yes, exactly. I wanted to show we have some wonderful companies for natural flea support. Hopefully it's for a dog and a cat, not a human.
Hey, it can happen.
But this is a great company, Nantucket Spider. Wonderful company. Very clean. They make some great products. These are different sprays. I brought 2 of them. One of them, a lot of the typical oils that we use to repel bugs are in here, but one of them is without citronella because some people are sensitive to citronella. So these can be used. What did I bring? Actually, I brought the people stuff. I forgot the one for pet, but there's a whole line that we carry, and the ones for pets I've used since the company came out. Wonderful essential oils, very clean, and they're meant to help repel. So these are for humans, but they make very similar formulations for pets. So, a lot of people come in, they've gone to the doc, they're doing all these, pharmaceutical flea repellents, and, like a lot of people that are dealing with pharmaceuticals, people have adverse reactions. So this is something we see all the time. So the more natural you can do it. Remember with the sprays though, when you're spraying, like if you're outside, your children, you need to periodically put these sprays back on.
Absolutely.
There's no DEET. DEET is very, and it says right on it, this company is very proud to have no DEET, and we wouldn't have DEET in our store anyway. It's very toxic. So a lot of people that are using commercial sprays, they're using commercial, or they're using some dangerous products in those sprays. So, more people are becoming aware that the products they're using might have things in them that they don't want to put on themselves or their children. So a product like this, Nantucket Spider, look for it in your neck of the woods. It's a great product, and I really like this company. So they also make citronella sticks. I didn't bring them. You can stick them outside when you're having a dinner outside, and we sell a lot of them. They're very nice product, very nice company. But you have to reapply. So if it's mosquitoes you're dealing with, if it's fleas on your animals, you should reapply these oils, a couple times throughout the day.
Okay.
All right.
Good advice.
Okay. I wanted to bring this is another great company, Badger. Badger's been around many years. I should have looked up to see how long the company's been around.
Badger anti-bug.
Yeah, anti-bug. So we have different products that will help repel stuff. So
this is something, if you're going to be outside.
Yes, exactly.
Sitting out around the fire pit on a nice evening.
Right.
And there's bugs.
Yep.
Spray this on your body.
Yep.
Anything that's exposed.
Yep.
And it'll keep the buggers away.
And we know they work because we sold them for years. But, the Nantucket Spider, the Badger, these are both great companies that work. So I wanted to bring that to show you.
Now, this is not a very big bottle. So
they make a bigger one.
I'm guessing, do you have to use a whole lot, like on your skin, just a couple of sprays? Do you rub it in? How's it work?
No, you don't rub it. Just mist
it.
Missed it.
And that keeps the bugs away.
Yeah. Well, this is what for years customers have come in and said, I love this stuff. So we have other companies, All Terrain. This company that makes the poison ivy, poison oak. I never can do that like you do.
No, that's good.
They also, All Terrain also makes a great body spray. But we have a lot of
sprays because it's convenient.
Right. Now, some people don't. Okay, wait a minute. So I brought this one. Now this is what I bring here. Oh, so here. This is a family-owned company right in our community. Hills Remedy, wonderful company, wonderful people that own it.
Very nice.
They make some great products, and this is one of them. So not everybody wants a spray. This is a roll-on.
Okay, that's nice.
They also make a stop itch. So remember.
So they're local?
This is local. We've sold them for many years.
I like that.
Yeah. Jack and his wife, oh my goodness, I should remember her name. Sorry. But they're lovely people, and they make some great products. They put a lot of heart and soul into their products. So that's the anti-itch. Now, one other, this is Itch Relief by Badger. The reason I brought a selection, obviously different, we all have different chemistry. So some products are going to work better on other people, but this is Badger, and it's a roll-on to help stop itch.
I like roll-ons.
Well,
because you got everything.
Right.
I mean sprays.
So that's why we offer both. And, but they're all clean companies, wonderful products, worth getting, seeking out in your neck of the woods and having them on hand before somebody actually needs them.
Yeah. You're at the ready. Somebody has any kind of symptoms, bam, you're there.
Now, this is also made by Hills Remedy, and this is pine tar salve.
You mean like baseball players use pine tar on their bats? Same stuff?
Do they?
Yeah.
Oh.
For gripping, I guess, for gripping the bat, I guess.
What I know about pine tar is, drawing salves have been used for centuries. I mean, many cultures use different clay and different things. So this particular one, this is a very, very old recipe, if you will. And they made this to my specification, which I was very thrilled, because a true traditional drawing salve, what we call black salve or pine tar salve, the original ones had animal tallow in it. And they had to find the animal tallow. It took them about a year, and they finally produced this product. So open that once. I want you to smell it.
Okay. Well, you tell a story.
It's very, when you smell pine tar drawing salve, it's very, very strong. It will stain clothes, sheets, but these drawing salves are very important. We've sold them, as I said, for many, many years. We've seen thousands of people use them. And when there's splinters or you're getting some kind of a little, if there's something in your skin that needs to come out, this is a drawing salve that you want to use. And I've got a lot of stories about this product.
Look at that, people.
Yeah.
It's like coal.
So it's,
man, it smells strong though.
But that's the pine tar, and that's the oils in it that actually help draw toxins.
So if I got a bite or a breakout on my arm, just take some of this and go like that.
Well, you want to put it right over. Now the one
right
thing
on it,
and then you put a Band-Aid over it. So like one day we had a guy, he's a construction worker. He had shards of glass in his arm. And of course, first thing my team knew to pull out was black ointment. And we had him put it on his arm, wherever those shards were, and you cover it so it stays there, because it's black ointment and it's messy. It will get on clothes and whatever.
Okay.
And after a few days, he called the story. He said, it's unbelievable. You can see the pieces of glass coming out. And these are the stories that we've heard thousands of times.
That's amazing.
Over the years. And I'm always reminded, all these beautiful, simple, wonderful natural tools that have been around for hundreds and hundreds and sometimes thousands of years, they're all being ignored by the medical system that we're dealing with.
So you put that on, put a Band-Aid on it. Do you change it once a day?
Some people, depends what they're dealing with. Some people, we have them put it on morning and night, and we change the gauze twice a day.
Would it work for like a sliver?
Absolutely. That's what that
draws it out.
Draws it out. So this drawing salve will pull. We've seen it pull glass, wood. In fact, one of my sons many years ago, the boys were playing out in the yard, and there was an old skateboard that they had left in the rain, and it was all splintered, and it hit his ankle. And immediately, I mean, thank God we know how to self-heal, because somebody else would have run to the ER. So we, of course, did silver, and I gave him stuff internally. And the first thing I did was use the drawing salve, and we put a gauze around it, and slowly there were little pieces of wood that were coming out of his ankle.
After like a few days?
Well, after a few days.
Wow, that's amazing.
And after it all healed. And again, I always say, I wish I would have taken a picture of something, but I have to remind myself, now everybody's walking around with a camera in their hand because they've got a phone in their hand. Years ago, we didn't have a camera whenever we
at the ready.
Exactly.
Like right here.
So there's a million things that we could have taken pictures of to show proof of. But at any rate, so after like a week or so, everything healed. And then all of a sudden he woke up one morning and it was swollen again. And I said to him, Vincent, there's more wood, there's more slivers in there. So we started, the skin was all healed. We started the black ointment, gauzed it again. And lo and behold, after about 5-6 days, a chunk of wood came out of his ankle.
You couldn't even see it.
Oh no, we couldn't see it.
It looked healed and everything.
Oh, it was incredible.
And then boom, there it is.
And it's sad because Western medicine always says, oh, that's anecdotal. Prove it. I don't have to prove it. I've seen thousands and thousands of people.
Your proof is you lived it.
Right. Exactly. So it's a beautiful
pharmaceuticals.
So it's a beautiful, and let's face it, they have a place, right?
Yes, they do. I'm joking, place, of course.
But so often when people have knowledge about natural health and the tools they need, then they realize they don't always need the pharmaceuticals. So it's finding that balance. And I think it's important that we find a balance, because when we're seeing children coming in on meds, that's a serious problem.
It is.
And everyone should be concerned about that.
I am.
So that is pine tar salve. Pine tar salve.
Ask for it at Claudia.
Wonderful product. And if you have a health food store and wherever you're at, ask them to bring it in. It's a great family company. Okay. I wanted to talk about Arnica Gel. This is a wonderful product. This we have sold for many, many, many years. This is a homeopathic. And remember, homeopathy are diluted substances. So this particular product, it's a gel. It's meant to be topical. And read what this says here on the front. Read what that says.
It says pain relief, muscle pain and stiffness, swelling from injuries, bruises. That's quickly absorbed, non-greasy, fragrance-free. Will this work for a stiff neck?
Yes.
I've had a stiff neck for 3 days.
You put that on, be generous with it, and
that's staying with
never a toxic level. You can use it 2-3 times a day. We've sold it for years. People use it. I garden a lot. So during the summer, when I come in out of the garden after 5-6 hours, I'm going to use this before my body tells me that it's not happy with me.
Right.
We have a lot of athletes that use it. We have we just have a lot of people that use it.
So is this a roll-on?
This is a gel. It's in a tube. So once
you got to put it
somebody
in your
tries arnica topically for any kind of muscular and connective tissue inflammation, they'll never be without arnica. Once you use it, it's an amazing product. So
okay, I'm going to try it on my neck after the show.
And because it's a gel, it dries very quickly, and there's no odor to it. So you can put your clothes over it. It's a great product. We've used it for many, many years. So.
And what's the primary ingredient?
Well, it's all homeopathic. So arnica is really leopard's bane. So, in homeopathy, and we're gonna do an episode on homeopathy with one of the companies that are one of the leading in the world for homeopathics. When you look at a label that has homeopathic ingredients, they're using the Latin term of the plant.
Okay.
That's why when people look at the label, they say, well, I don't know what any of this stuff is, but it's the Latin term of all these different plants or whatever it might be. So just like the anti-itch, when you look at that, you really can't tell what's in. I know what's in there,
right?
But it's the technical, the Latin terminology.
Words I can't even announce.
Exactly.
And I'm a professional broadcaster.
So at any rate, arnica is a wonderful product to keep in mind. It's safe for everyone, every age. When my kids were little, if they fell and skinned their knee, or you don't want to put it on open skin, by the way. When it's open or cut, you don't want to put arnica on that. That's when you want to do silver gel.
Silver gel.
Okay.
That's up next.
Highly antibacterial. It has some antiviral activity, very healing to tissue, very soothing. But if let's say you trip or you whatever, and there's no cut, that's when you use the arnica immediately, because it can really help facilitate the healing. I remember years ago, we had a guy, he was a roofer. He fell off his roof.
Oh.
And his wife wanted to take him to the hospital, which of course he needed to make sure nothing was broken, but he was walking. But anyway, he had his wife bring him to the store first before he went to the ER, because he wanted the arnica gel, because he knew that it would help with any kind of bruising or inflammation. So that was 20 some years ago. So it's an amazing product. Once you try arnica. Now, they also make topically, they make a lotion and an ointment. The gel is our biggest seller. There's no odor. It's not sticky. It just dries and you don't even
mess
know
up your clothes, anything like that.
So great product. Now, the last thing I brought, this is a great product. We sell a lot of it. This is rose water in a spray. Ooh. And a lot of people love this product. When they're hot, when they're, outside working, whatever, they mist this on their face, and it's very cooling and it's nourishing. It's a wonderful product. We sell a lot of rose water. It's been around many years. We also have orange water, but rose water is just known to be very soothing. I don't know what it says.
It says reawaken skin and mood. The mood soothes with Damascus rose. Damask rose.
Yep. So that's
all skin types.
Yep. So it's a great product. Again, this company's been around many years. We've sold it for many years. So it's in fact, they make a small one that some people keep in their purse and they use to mist on their faces or going through their day.
It says how to use spray liberally on face and hair throughout the day whenever you want a wake up call.
There you go. It's very refreshing.
So it like perks you up?
It's just refreshing. It's just refreshing to the skin, and people love it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds like a good product.
There's some products. I could have brought a lot more. I did not. Is there anything you want to ask me?
No, I want to try this right now, but I don't want to get it all over the mic.
Yeah.
But this is fantastic. And I'll tell you, it can be very serious for a lot of people. The other morning I get up really early and, before anybody else does. Mm-hmm. And I open up the bathroom door and my wife's in the bathtub because she's having some kind of reaction to poison ivy, poison oak, whatever. And then obviously that morning I called you, and that's when we got some stuff. Right. I mean, it it shuts you down. I
Yeah.
mean, you can't do anything
Yep.
until it, works through your body. And it's like you were saying, that some people can actually end up in the hospital.
I mean, over the years, we've seen people end up in the hospital with it. And every, poison ivy, poison oak, they can hit people differently. When we were kids growing up, we had a creek behind our house, and all of us were always playing in the creek. Well, as an adult, I realized there's poison ivy everywhere. None of us ever got it. But when I was older, after I had my 3 kids, I got into some poison ivy, and boy, did I have a bad reaction. So a lot of it goes back to the immune system and how we respond.
So wait a minute, you never reacted to poison ivy when you were a kid,
ever.
And yet as an adult, years later,
yes, I
then
did.
you did. What? How does that happen?
Who knows? Stress levels of life. I don't know, but we've seen it in many other people.
Because the reason I ask is I never had problems with allergies ever. And I was in my early 30s, and I visited Phoenix, Arizona for vacation. And I was exposed to all of the desert life of, plants and cactus and everything they got out there.
Right.
And when I got back, I started having sinus issues, and it was a mess. And they got awakened there, and now I deal with allergy issues now, especially with the fluctuating temperatures and stuff.
Right.
But never when I was a kid.
The more, and we've witnessed this in hundreds and hundreds of people over the years, the more that you continue to support your immune system.
Right. You've
changed what you're eating. You've gotten a lot of those inflammatory food issues out of the way. And, you're doing things to support your immune system. We have seen over the year. Now, remember, an allergen shows in the blood.
Okay.
Okay. A trigger, like a trigger food or a trigger substance, doesn't necessarily show in the blood, but it triggers inflammation.
Got it.
Okay. So what we've seen over the years, and I started witnessing it years ago when I was 16, 17, 18, and, Pat and Joe were working with, there were 400 people a day that walked through that door.
Wow.
Every day. I mean, that's a lot of people, and you're going back 50, 40 some years, 50 years. So, we witnessed as people healed and balanced their internal world with probiotics, bringing up the flora and all these things, their allergy symptoms slowly over time didn't bother them. So it's all coming from the inside, from the inside of us, from our inner world. So we just have to all keep working on it because, as we always talk about, we're being hit with toxins on top of, so maybe 200 years ago, you were in the desert, nothing affected you. But in this modern time, we're being hit with toxins all day long, whether we know it or not. They're just coming in. We're surrounded with them. It's industry. And, I always remind people, with every convenience comes a compromise. We've been saying this for years, and it's true. So conveniences are wonderful, but we see, the pollutants, and the oceans are polluted, and all the water is polluted, and the bees are dying, and it's all these things. So every time someone takes that step to really embrace their own health, it literally impacts in a positive way everything else, whether they realize it or not. Every time somebody becomes more embracing of their own health, it's helping all of us as a nation. So that's why we do what we do. We just keep reminding people, do the best you can every day. Take it in baby steps. When you work with these different products, you start with one thing at a time. You find what product you like, what works with you. And, it's just a process of learning. It's a beautiful thing.
And I am living proof, people. It's changed my life for the better. I've had just an excellent week, mental health wise.
Wonderful.
My weight is down over 21, 22 pounds from the first of the year.
Isn't that amazing?
It is.
And you didn't even really try.
I didn't.
You didn't go on some weird diet. And I always say, people that are counting calories and they're weighing.
Don't count any of that.
No.
Only thing I do is weigh, because I'm a fanatic. because I find that if I know where my weight is, then I have better self-discipline.
Well, what I meant by weighing years ago when people were weighing their foods and all that's what I meant.
Yeah, I've been through diets like that, and people ask me, goes, well, what diet are you on? I said, I'm not on a diet. Well, how are you losing weight? I said, well, I'm just
changing your lifestyle.
It's a lifestyle change of what I'm putting in my body, and I'm paying attention, and it's working, and I feel better. I'm eating the right foods, and it's amazing. The energy level and just the overall feeling of just like being at peace. It's wonderful.
Yes, it's a beautiful thing.
And it's all from products from your store and your knowledge.
Well, thank you. It's products from nature and my knowledge. I've been blessed that I've been passed on knowledge from wonderful, brilliant, wise elders before me. So I'm grateful to be able to be sharing all this.
Well, we're glad that you're doing it. And as I look up at the time, I see we are at the point of our podcast / Facebook Live for you, Claudia, to have the last word.
Well, thank you. I always, the last word is as I always remind myself, just keep the faith, man. Just take one day at a time. We don't have control of a lot of things around us. But, I've been thinking about there's such great wisdom when to know what we can change and what we just need to learn to accept, and we do the best we can. So keep the faith and just keep embracing your heart, embracing yourself, embracing your family with I just want to say I had a customer last week. They're learning to cook. And it's a big deal because now that they're developing their own young family, the young woman said to me, because her parents, they didn't cook. And she said, there's a whole different feeling in the house. She said, my husband loves when he walks through the door and there's food cooking. I said, it's a beautiful thing. It's an expression of love. It's a wonderful time for family to come together. And, you do it because you care. So it's a beautiful thing. And we just do the best we can every day. Just take it in baby steps. Just open your heart, open your mind, and take it all in baby steps. Keep the faith and shine your light, because a lot of people have a beautiful light. Just put it out there. The world needs light right now. And just anyway, we appreciate everybody being with us, and many blessings to all of you. Peace.